The silent, deep, and unforgiving battleground of the undersea world. A navy that cannot hide is a navy that is already dead. By the 1970s, the People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, was facing a profound crisis of technological stagnation. The heart of its conventional submarine force, the guardians of its vast coastline, was a massive fleet of a single, antiquated design, the Type 033, a direct, license-built copy of the Soviet Union's 1950s-era Romeo class. This was a deep and dangerous strategic problem. The Romeo was a technological fossil. It was a noisy diesel-electric submarine designed for a different age of warfare, an age before the advent of sophisticated anti-submarine warfare, ASW helicopters, maritime patrol aircraft, and quiet, deadly hunter-killer submarines. Its hull was unhydrodynamic, designed for surface running, not for silent underwater performance. Its batteries had poor endurance, keeping it tethered to the surface. Its sensors were primitive, against the modern naval forces of the United States, Japan, or even the Soviet Union itself. The Romeo was not a predator. It was a target. It was a fleet of iron coffins. This was not a theoretical weakness.
We've tried everything.
It was a gaping hole in China's national defense. The plan's vast fleet of Romeos was a hollow force, a fleet that looked impressive in numbers, but would have been systematically hunted and annihilated in the opening hours of any modern conflict. This left China's vital sea lanes, its coastal cities, and its most important naval bases dangerously exposed to a modern submarine threat. The Dragon was blind and deaf in its own waters. This created a crisis of industrial and intellectual dependence. For decades, China's entire submarine industry had been built around a single skill: copying Soviet designs. They had mastered the art of the photocopier, but they had not learned how to write the book themselves. With the Sino-Soviet split of the 1960s, that pipeline of life-giving technology was severed. China was on its own. They lacked the experience, the infrastructure, and the design philosophy to create a truly indigenous, modern submarine from scratch. The technological gap was a chasm, and it was growing wider every year. To bridge it, China had to take a long, difficult, and painful first step. It had to learn to walk alone. The solution was one of the longest, most difficult, and most important learning processes in the history of the plan. It was a national crusade to break the shackles of Soviet dependence and create a truly domestic submarine. This was Project 035, the Ming Class. This was not a revolutionary leap into the future. It was a gritty, determined, and absolutely essential effort to reverse engineer, and for the first time, improve upon the foundation they already had. The Ming Class was a testament to a new, emerging design philosophy. It was a radical evolution, not a revolution. First, the shape. The designers took the basic Romeo hull and completely re-engineered it. They created a new, more streamlined bow and a lengthened, hydrodynamically optimized stern. For the first time, a Chinese submarine was being shaped not for the surface, but for the silent world beneath it. Second, the heart. They developed a new, more powerful, and slightly quieter diesel engine, the E390ZC, a domestic achievement that was a source of immense national pride and a critical step towards self-sufficiency.
I'll monitor it closely.
Third, the teeth. While the initial armament was similar to the Romeo, the design incorporated a new, more advanced fire control system and, crucially, was built with the future in mind, a platform that could be upgraded as new technologies became available. The lead ship of this new class, and the more than 20 that would follow over a nearly 30-year production run, were not just new submarines. They were a declaration of independence. They were China's first defiant and difficult step into the world of indigenous submarine design. The proof of the Ming's success is not found in a single, glorious battle, but in its quiet, persistent, and absolutely indispensable role as a survivor and a teacher. The initial boats of the class were still deeply flawed, a reflection of the immense technological challenges China faced. But unlike past projects, the plan did not give up. They persevered. The proof is written in the evolution of the class itself.
Without the troubled
initial
gamble
Type
of the Ming,
035 was
the
followed
stunning
by the
success of the
improved
song
Type
would have been
035G, which featured upgraded electronics and the ability to fire acoustic homing torpedoes. This was followed years later by the final, most advanced version, the Type 035B. These late production boats featured a completely redesigned, more modern sail and a new French-designed sonar suite. A massive leap in sensory capability. This relentless 2-decade-long process of incremental improvement was the ultimate validation. It proved that China's naval industry was not just capable of building a submarine, but of learning, adapting, and perfecting it over time. For nearly 30 years, the Ming Class became the absolute workhorses of the plan's conventional submarine fleet. They were the ships that allowed China to finally retire the last of its ancient Romeo-class submarines. And most importantly, they became the floating university. It was in the cramped, noisy compartments of the Ming Class that 2 generations of Chinese submariners learned their trade, pushing their flawed but precious machines to their limits. They were not the best submarines in the world, but they were their submarines. The legacy of the Type 035 Ming Class is that it is arguably the most important submarine in the history of the People's Republic of China. It was not the most powerful, nor the most famous, but it was the essential, unavoidable, and ultimately successful bridge between a past of total dependence and a future of world-class capability. Every single lesson learned from the Ming's long and difficult development, from hull design to acoustic quieting to engine manufacturing, was the indispensable foundation upon which its revolutionary successor, the truly modern Type 039 Song Class, was built. Without the long, hard road of the Ming, the confident leap of the Song would have been impossible. The Ming was the crucible in which China's modern submarine industry was forged. The Type 035 Ming Class is more than a submarine. It is a symbol of a nation's refusal to remain a technological follower. It is a testament to the idea that the road to mastery is a long, difficult, and often frustrating one, but a journey that must be taken. In the long, secret history of the undersea arms race, this humble, flawed, but triumphant vessel was the Dragon's first defiant and absolutely essential step out of the shadows. Share this video to explore the fascinating and strategically vital story of the Type 035